In this video series, I'm going to walk through the process of creating a Unity project, setting up all the plugins and tools needed, importing the Unity package, and then converting it to a new aircraft. The series will use the BCAT Unity package and code that can be found on the VTOL VR Mods website. The intention is that the BCAT can be used to create simplified custom aircraft, where you can use the standard setup of switches, dials, buttons, and other cockpit items like the HUD and put them into your own aircraft. The limitation is obviously that the switches and systems are probably more simple, will not look much like the aircraft you maybe be trying to produce, and may not fit with what you want. In the future, other videos will develop further the more complex, more custom versions of these simple systems. This series will not discuss or detail how to produce models or meshes. The assumption is that you either already have that or can learn that elsewhere. Ask in the modding Discord if this is something you need help with, as someone may be able to assist. However, before we really get started, the first thing we will need to do is have a working version of Unity in the appropriate version and with some key elements already enabled and installed. First, you will need to install Unity and the Unity Hub applications. You can find these at the Unity website. Once installed, you will see a screen for the Unity Hub. First, you need to click on the New Project button, then select 3D from the options offered. At the top, select the editor version as 2020.3.30f1. Make sure your location folder is correct and change the name to a new project name. Then you need to click Create Project. Unity should then start to create a new environment for you. When this has completed, you then need to install a few items. First, you will find in the description below a link to the Git for the Unity Asset Bundle browser package. This is a very useful tool that allows you to create asset bundles, edit asset bundles, and work with prefabs, etc. Go to Windows, Package Manager, and in the top left corner, click the plus sign. From here, select Add Package from GIT URL. Now paste in the link provided. This will install the browser package. Next, we need to add in the XR management package. You can find this by closing the package manager and in Unity going to Edit Project Settings. At the bottom on the left menu, you can see there is XR Plugin Management. From the right-hand box, select Install XR Plugin Management. After a short install, you should get a dialog box that offers you the option to install a few plugins. Select the Open XR plugin option. Again, this will run through a short install. When it asks you about installing the input packages, you can say no. When the next dialog box pops up, say Fix All. You can now close down all the dialog boxes. The Unity environment is now ready to import the BCAT asset package. Assuming you have downloaded it from the website, you should ensure you know where you are going to find it. Make sure you have unzipped it from its zip file. Next, select Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. You will then need to find the BCAT Unity package file and select OK. This should take some time to open up. Make sure all the items are selected by clicking all and select Import. This can take some time to complete. The first step to producing a new aircraft is to create a new prefab and make some base changes to create the basis for a new vehicle. So first, we go into the prefab instance folder. Here you should find the Tejas prefab. Select it and drag it into the window. TextMesh Pro will also ask you to do an install. Select Import TMP Essentials. If the Tejas doesn't appear, drag it into the window again. In the left-hand hierarchy window, you should see it appear. In Unity, if the prefab has a blue box, it means it is showing the packed prefab. If we want to edit this, then we will need to right-click on the prefab in the list and select prefab and unpack. You should now notice that the prefab is in white. Firstly, I recommend changing the name of the vehicle. Here I am, changing it to F117. I will then, on the right-hand side, where all the components are, scroll down to the external vehicle info component. This is where we give it the name it will have in the menus and the details that are displayed. We can also define many other things in here, but for now changing the name, nickname and description should be sufficient. Once that is done, make sure you have the prefab instance folder selected on the bottom left project window. Select the prefab in the left-hand hierarchy and drag it into the bottom screen. It should create a new prefab in there, and the newly named prefab will appear in blue as before. At this stage, I would also recommend adding a new asset bundle name. You do this by selecting your prefab in the folder, and in the component screen to the right, you should see this little area. If it doesn't appear, drag up this window. You can see here it says asset bundle with a drop down. If you click on the drop down and select new, you can now create an asset bundle name. Here I will type F117. Now we are ready to start creating the new aircraft in Unity. First, we need to go to our code and update that to reflect the new aircraft we created.